Hi there, welcome to the Player YouTube channel, where we don't just do car reviews, we do tons of other stuff as well. You ready? Run the VT. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this.
I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh really?
So there you have it guys, the Ferrari Roma, my birthday present. Here we go, we're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the same. Nice, the real one.
I think it makes a good work.
Let's go.
Nice to start.
Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Squad Show. And guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. This is the Maserati Grecale, a sporty, luxurious family SUV that really oozes individuality. If you're looking for an Italian designer performance SUV, then you've really come to the right place. Compared to its German rivals, the Porsche Macan and the BMW X3, the Maserati Grecale is so much more flamboyant and distinctive. Inside, it's spacious, extremely comfortable, with cow sheds full of leather and enough brushed metal to make an engineer's pencil quiver. Out on the road, the Grecale is smooth, it's elegant with an air of poise and grace unlike any other SUV you will ever drive. And so it should be, as its underpinnings are from the Alfa, Giulia and Stelvio Quadrafoglio, one of the greatest chassis platforms ever conceived. Maserati Grecales are the smaller sibling to Maserati's larger SUV, the Levante, which we reviewed last year. We had it for a couple of weeks. Fantastic car, took it all over the UK. If you want to watch that review, click up there by the magic of edit. You can compare the two if you want. So you can watch this one and then go and have a look at the Levante afterwards. Anyway, let's get back to the Grecale. Comes in 4 different trim levels. Your entry level car is called the GT. It's going to set you back from £64,000. Comes with 19-inch alloys, comes with dual zone air climate control, and you get keyless entry. Pretty standard, but a nice car to have. Under the bonnet, let's take a look before we carry on with the other models. You will get a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. This is with your entry-level car that develops 300 brake horsepower. Not bad, I hear you say. Let's have a look at this one in a minute. We'll keep that on hold just for a second. You then move up to your Modena. That's your next trim level up. With that, you get 20-inch rims and a few extra bits inside. Nice little bits and pieces, I will tell you now. However, same engine, 2-litre. 4-cylinder petrol engine, develops 330 brake horsepower, so they've tweaked it up a bit. Now if you're looking at economy, that's probably the 2 models that you're going to want to go for, because when you get to your top of the range car, which is this one, which is the one we've got on test, it's called the Trofeo, economy kind of goes out the window a little bit, but the power comes into it. This is where it gets fun. Now the car is also dictated by Trofeo down the side here. It's got a lovely little badge, I love that. But under the bonnet here, let's start to get a little bit excited. We have a 3-litre petrol V6 producing 530 brake horsepower with a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds and a top speed of just a tad under 200 miles an hour for this car. Can you believe that? It's simply incredible. Now there is, I did say 4 different versions. There is an electric version of this car. It's called the Grecale Folgore. I hope any Italians watching, I've pronounced that properly. I just said some swear word because of the way I pronounce it, but I look at it and it looks like to me Folgore. Now that, with its, its batteries and its motors, and you're being kind to polar bears, I suppose, will create 557 brake horsepower. But I still think the V6 in this car, absolutely, and the sound is just beautiful. A couple of things just to note with the Trofeo, as you go up the trim levels, you will have to pay for things extra like cruise control, and it comes under driver's aid packs and things like that. It doesn't come as standard with any of the models. What does come as standard with your Trofeo on the top of the range is your panoramic roof inside there, which is simply lovely. You get privacy glass all the way around the back, and you get an electric tailgate. But price-wise, we are talking £102,000 for one of these, which is quite a lot of money. And the electric one, you're talking £110,000. Just thought I'd mention that. So another 8 grand on top of this. And when it comes to miles per gallon, well, you're sort of on this one, this is the 3 litre one, you're talking around about 23, 24 to the gallon, which is all I've been getting. Did have it up just under 25 at one point on a run, but it averages around about 23 to the gallon. So this one, not for economy, more for power and speed and a lot of fun, and the other two maybe for your everyday use for your economy. When it comes to colours, this also gets interesting. 11 different colours available on this car. I hear you say that's not bad at all. I love this particular colour as well. If you like white, solid white, you're in luck, because no matter which trim level you go for, it's included in the price. However, any of the other colours, you are looking between £1,920 extra and £33,000 extra for some of the more specialised paint. You gotta love your colours. Maserati Grecales all come with all-wheel drive, which is it's a necessary thing here in the UK, trust me. On top of that, all the cars get air suspension, and the air suspension settings are all here on the right-hand side of the multifunction steering wheel. Now, in order to access them, it's got a rather nice knurled knob, shall I say. Very easy to on the go as well. You don't even need to look down, although as you change the modes, it will come up here in your screen. So a car always starts in what Maserati call GT mode. Now, it will always be in GT mode, so in order to go into the other modes, you do need to change straight away. So the comfort mode is above it, and then you've got off-road for your off-road settings. Now, your off-road settings are going to be slightly longer in your gear changes, a little bit, you know, slower pulling away, things like that. It just moderates that 530 brake horsepower. Moving down back into comfort, then into GT, which is normal mode, as I said, and then you go into sport. Now, you probably heard there was a slight engine pitch change there, because that's slightly opened up the baffles a little bit more. It's giving you more bang for your buck when it comes to the engine. Your gear ratios are going to become slightly quicker, and then on top of that, you can really go for it in this car. You've got Corsa mode, which is basically race mode. That will turn off all of your driver aids, if you like. There's no traction control, everything's off. And then if you really want to have some fun with this car, and trust me, this car, it lowers the car as well. The suspension settings go down, so you're now on your lowest setting on the car. If you use the buttons here for setting up your gears and stuff, so going into gear, you've got a drive mode here on the far side, you've got a neutral mode, and you've got a park mode and a reverse there. Now, using those, once you're in the drive mode, push it again, you go into manual mode, and then you've got these beautiful paddles here. Absolutely love them. Okay, let's talk about some of the nice little trinkety bits in here. You get a 12.3-inch driver's cluster digital, which is all adjustable here as well. You can do that on the left-hand side. You can change the view, you can move up through the computer, checking your miles per gallon. You don't really want to look at that too often. On the right-hand side are all your driver's aids. You've got your distance settings on with your lane departure, your lane keepy, you've got your cruise control, you've got your sign recognition. It's all there. But that is part of another pack called the driver's aid pack. I will mention that. But it is there when you get it, and it's just beautiful. Left-hand side is more media controls. So you've got your sound up, your sound down, you've got your telephone system, you've got your little Ask Maserati button on there as well. And then you've got your, you push a little button, then it'll bring up the different modes you've got through your computer system, which is really nice as well. They've even got like a gravity monitor thing, a G-force monitor on there. Why you would want one of those, I have no idea. But I suppose out on the track, if you're in Corsa mode having fun, it's good to have a look at that as well. Beautiful clock in the middle. I really love the clock on this car. But then moving below that, you've got a 12.3-inch TFT touchscreen. Super processor on this car. It really is quick. And you've got, car comes with the sat-nav built-in, DAB radio. You'll get Apple Play, Bluetooth, wireless connectivity. It's all banged in there. It's all part of the price. So it should be. However, it is in there and it is beautiful. Below that, I really love this. 8.8-inch TFT touchscreen controls all your heating, Now with this car you get electronic front seats, you get heated front seats and cooled front seats. Again, that's all part of the price, which is lovely. But all the settings here are so easy to use. Even when you're on the go, once you get used to it, you know exactly where bits and pieces are. And you've got a little volume button over there, which again is just a little touch sensor. You just move it like that. I really, really love it. Double cup holder, got a great place to store bits and bobbies in there, and just underneath there you've got a wireless charger for your phone as well. I love the setup of this car. I love the way, you know, especially, I know I'm in the Trofeo, top of the range car. You've got the panoramic roof, heads up display as well. But even on your entry level car, the GT, you're going to get all this as it stands. I just think it's a beautifully put together car, and it just stands out from the crowd. And if you really want to stand out from the crowd, crank up the sound system on this car, because it is phenomenal. It's beautiful. You've got these brushed aluminium speaker covers, just to finish the whole thing. I'm loving this car. It's absolutely banging. Out on the road in the Grecale, it's super smooth and whisper quiet. It's so interactive and it just rides so well. The detuned version of Maserati's MC20 supercar engine is barely audible when you're cruising, but it does sound really raspy when you give it a bit of throttle. This is definitely Maserati's bread and butter car, the SUV that needs to convince non-Maserati glitterati they should jump on the Mazda Speedwagon. It definitely matches the Porsche Macan for comfort and power, especially in this Trofeo version, but it's the 4-cylinder 2-litre Grecales that would be the big global sellers in my opinion. Adaptive air suspension works really well. The variable ride height, which depends on speed or which drive mode you're in, can drop the car down automatically in sport mode, or it can rise up to 30mm if you're in off-road mode. It also drops back to an easy access height as soon as you put the car into park. So if you're in the market for an SUV that definitely stands out in the crowd and you've got a 60k budget in your back pocket, then a Grecale might be a good car to take for a test drive. Let's face it, there are way too many Porsche Macans around, and the Maserati definitely has more prestige about it. Like a good Italian, the Grecale will definitely lure you in with its charm. It definitely got me.